All right, go ahead.
Coach, looking back to last week, disappointing the last couple of drives, not getting the first downs. When you look back at it, was it your issues? Did they do something really good?
Not necessarily. I think for us, number one, it's the mindset of you have to be able to finish, and that's what we talked about at the beginning of the week when we went back and reviewed the tape. There's a few things internally that, schematically that we talked through as an offense of what we want to do, and it's creating that ownership from the coach's side of, okay, what plays are we putting in, what are we running, and then when the play is called, there's a lot that goes into that in that moment of making sure we have it the right direction or running the right. There's so much stuff that goes in with a route. Is there a conversion? Is there not? Is it? There's so many things that go into it, and I think in that moment when you got to finish the game in 4 minutes, whether it's tie or whether you're winning and finishing with the ball in your hands is our job no matter how you do it. We didn't do it, plain and simple. And that's been our focus is, okay, how are we going to get in that situation again and win the game? Stating the obvious, it hasn't been done much this year, with the 0-5 number that's out there. So we take that serious, we understand that, and we all want to make sure that we're locking in on our jobs.
So much is based on head coach and players, but I guess in these type of situations, how do you see Andy Reid get an entire coaching staff to kind of buy into some of the changes that need to be made?
Well, he's the best leader in these moments right now when you get into that is like, okay, schematically, are we putting our guys in the best positions possible throughout the game? And then when the plays are called and the guys go out there in that moment, are we doing it exactly how it's supposed to be done with the details? Coach Reid, when you talk about day one with Coach Reid and his organization and his team, the number one thing you talk about and you learn as a player and coach is details. That matters. You got to be careful of going over the top with it because you want players to play. But there's reasons why we do things, and I think all of that in that moment throughout the game, that was a big part of it, not finishing the game, but there was much more that goes into it throughout the game to not put us in that scenario.
Matt, just along those lines, the two deep overthrows by Patrick on the first series, what did you see on those, and what do you figure is at play when they miss by a tick like that?
Yeah, so we got to hit on those when we throw them. We got to make them connect. And I know we've talked about giving a guy an opportunity. Even sometimes we'll use the phrase, if he's covered, he's uncovered. And so sometimes being able to, give yourself a chance to catch the ball. That's what Pat was upset about with himself, is making sure he gives the guy a chance. On both of those, the overthrows, you just don't have a chance. Love the mentality of what he did. There's two other throws in that game where we went downtown and we had a 47-yard defensive pass interference and a 41-yard that's hidden yards that you got to keep that going. But especially early in the game, we want to connect on those.
Is it oversimplifying for him to say, I got to not worry about being too fine? I mean, he was making a point of saying maybe he shouldn't be.
That's probably the easiest way to put it. Yeah, just don't try to be perfect with. He's one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the history of this game. He's super accurate. He can make throws that people can't make. When you're throwing a post alert over the top, which both of those basically were, sometimes just put it in the vicinity and let your guy go make a play. And I think, trust me, right after that series, when we went 4 and out and punted the ball, no one was more pissed off at himself than Pat on that sideline. He was at himself, so I think that speaks to where he's at.
Matt, when we're in a remote defense, what type of challenges are involved with that?
Yeah, a lot. He does a great job. He knows us pretty well, obviously being in Cincinnati. I think he's a phenomenal defensive coordinator, a great person. What a job he's doing right now in Indianapolis. So he presents a lot of different things, gives you different looks. He has a lot of different schemes that on the defensive side that he makes you prepare for. And so we understand that. And I think, for us, just going back to that game we just played, you don't make it real hard. You keep it real simple. Like just play the game, play fast, and stay away from penalties, execution. Start fast, finish faster, and good things will happen.
We'll go Sam and then Saran.
No, what stands out to you about just that last sequence? So specifically on third down, it seemed like maybe a tick late getting out of the huddle. Like does that stuff pop up as you review it?
Not in that situation. There was times throughout the game where maybe there's something, where you run into some issues with substitutions or, if there's a motion and a shift. I feel like we did a pretty good job with getting that set. And in those moments, like you want to keep things as simple as you can so guys can play fast. But for that play in general, nothing stood out for us with that.
What, on the blitz there, is
Yeah.
that just not communicated, probably not seen ahead of time?
Are you talking about with the sack?
Yeah, the third down.
Yeah,
blitz,
there's, again, it goes into some details without getting into scheme.
Yeah.
They did a good job with what they pressured, that was good. And we didn't, they got us. They got us on that one, and it's credit to them.
Last one, Serene.
Coach, I know there's a lot of talk about the deep ball, but you don't have a lot of targets, especially for like Rice and Worthy in the intermediate. Is that is there a reason you haven't, is it something you just haven't got to? Is it something you think you could be better at moving forward?
I think we could be better at it for sure. Last year it was so much of not downfield. This year it's more downfield with that aggressive mindset, being able to connect on those. I really don't care what it is. I really don't. For us, the mentality right now is let's make sure that wherever we're at conceptually with the play, if it is intermediate to those guys, which they're good at, let's take advantage of those and let them run after the catch. That's okay. But when we take these investment shots downfield, let's connect on them. And then again, we're in a place right now where we understand the sense of urgency as a group collectively. We know where we're at. I will make it loud and clear, there's no other people or players around that I would rather be around to go do this thing the right way. And we understand where we stand, and we got to do it. It's like everybody said, you can't talk, you got to do it. That's our mindset. We can only go 1-0 this weekend. That's it.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.